this. I have accepted Mr. Wickes's proposal of marriage. Julian gasped. Who is this man, this Mr. Wickes? He's real? Where did you even meet him? The library? All you do is read. Julie tittered nervously. Funny you should say that. Her brother continued to stare at her, like she had gone mad. He blew out a sigh through his nose. Julie. I haven't met him. I read a newspaper article. Dare I guess this article was featured in a matrimonial publication? Well, yes. Julian put his fingers to the bridge of his nose and massaged the tender spot. You have no reason to marry a stranger. Is the city boring you? Why don't we take a trip to Europe, perhaps Spain? You adore Spain. This isn't about being bored. Julie stopped short and tapped her chin in thought. However, now that you raise the issue, perhaps it is. She nodded at him, her long curls bouncing. I think you're right. I was unchallenged here. There really are only so many dresses I can be fitted for or operas I can attend. I want to do more than that. I want to be challenged by life, Julian. No one gets married out of boredom, Julie. Her brother paused and flung his hands out. I'll admit there are matches made foolishly, but that isn't the type of woman you are. If you're feeling restless, may I suggest taking up a hobby? Needlework, for instance, has been lauded as an exemplary way of keeping young ladies busy. I haven't the patience for something so tedious, you know that. Julian let out a deep sigh, the kind particular to long-aggrieved brothers the world over. Then learn to gamble, by God, anything but get married. Is this because you feel a need to nurture something? Shall I get you a kitten? A macaw, perhaps? I hear they have ungodly long lifespans. Julian, it's time that I move on. I'm an Old? What? You're only 21, which is a perfectly suitable age to be unattached. Julie crossed her arms. Old? How do you mean? Wasn't that what you were... Julian bit his lip and rocked back on his heels. About to say? He finished weakly. No? Julie burst out with a glare. I was saying that I am an out-of-work teacher. I am serving no purpose here in the city. Oh. Julian laughed and then nodded along, looking relieved. Out of work. Yes, not old. Certainly not my darling baby sister. By 3 minutes? And what a world of difference those 3 minutes have made. Julian winked at her. It was true that he was the embodiment of an older brother, protective, teasing, and always in command of his surroundings. In that manner, Julian was very like their father, while Julie took after their mother. She made careful decisions, observed rather than participated, and preferred the fantasy of books over the crowded ballrooms and salons of New York's hot monde. No matter how Julie tried, there always seemed to be a disconnect between herself and her peers. By all rights, she should be, as her brother was, secure in fortune, looks, and charisma. But for Julie, her place within the 400 was a different experience. She wasn't the simpering debutante or heiress society expected her to be. And though it would have made her life simpler, Julie wouldn't change for anything. Her father, Jean Baptiste, who had fought for the Union in the war between the states, had met her mother, Manon Green, on a dusty road somewhere between Richmond and Atlanta. Manon was a stunning woman, the product of French Creole and enslaved parentage. Jean and Manon had been married by the company chaplain, and her mother had remained by her father's side every moment until the war had blessedly ended. Julian had been born a mere 5 months later. Since childhood, the Baptiste twins' place in New York had been comfortable and secure, with only moments of what her father referred to as that ugliness laying itself bare. Julie navigated their social sphere with the adeptness of a crown prince. But Julie drew into herself, her dark eyes observing from her place on the sidelines. In another world, she could have been the debutante society expected. But that was a world in which her heritage didn't cause her to exist at the frayed edges of blue blood lineage, where she didn't stand with one foot in high society and the other planted on the red dirt of a Georgia road. By all accounts,